I can't help but feel nervous as I walk into the theater. This is the opportunity I've been dreaming of all my life, a chance to appear in a real theatrical production. My name is Sarah. Ever since I was a little girl and first visited the theater, I wanted to be in a play. Now at last, I have my chance. I spoke to the director yesterday and she said there's a chance for me to appear in this play. All I have to do is pass this audition. Oh goodness, you're here. Ah! Am I late? Was she waiting long? Here's the part you'll be reading for. She hands me the script for a scene with several sections highlighted. Wait a minute. This is... But I called the theater the day before. They said they had a part for a young actress in a supporting role. Yet the script she just handed me appears to be for the main character. Is this a mistake or am I ready? There must be some mistake. I will give it a shot. I'm ready. Glad to hear it. I don't know why I've been given this chance, but I'm going to make the most of it. You'll be reading your lines with Joshua, who has been cast as the male lead. Joshua, this is Sarah. It's nice to meet you. Same. I look down at the script I've been given. If you're ready, just start from the top. Okay, looks like Joshua has the first line in the script. Right. We're completely alone in this house, I tell you. You're imagining things. I am not imagining things. Someone was watching me last night. I'm sure of it. All you need is a good night's sleep. How can I sleep with someone watching me? And then there are the noises. Don't pretend you haven't heard them. See? You heard them too. There is someone else in this house besides us, Joshua. And if you won't take this seriously, then this is the end for us. This character seems to have a flair for melodrama. That was wonderful. Let's keep going. We run through a few more scenes. All of them are similarly melodramatic and hint at ominous things ahead for our characters. From time to time, Miranda stops us and asks us to say things a little differently, but the longer we practice, the more comfortable I feel in my role. At last, when we reach the end of our current scene, she nods. Sarah, I'd like to offer you the part. How about... Auditions don't go this fast! God, you're lucky! How about it? It's a dream come true. Well, yeah, why not? Yes. I'm glad to have you on board. I can't believe I came into audition for a minor role and got the lead heroine's part. I won't let you down. Now, since you two will be co-stars, I'm sure you'll want to get to know each other better. Yeah, indeed. He smiles, and heat rises to my cheeks. Why is he smiling at me like that? Is he just a friendly person, or... Before I let you go, however, I thought you might be interested in learning a little more about the story that inspired this play. You mean it's based on a true story? Perhaps. What? How you feel about that depends on the answer to this very important question. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. You believe in ghosts? He sounds stuck. I got an achievement for saying that I believe in ghosts, by the way. I can't really show you the achievements because, like, they don't really show up in OBS, so whatever. He sounds stunned. What's wrong with that? I suppose there's nothing wrong with it. Something about you just made me think you were a more rational person. You shouldn't judge by appearances. There's nothing irrational about this. Well, you shouldn't judge by appearances. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. So we have one believer and one skeptic. Interesting. Okay, what's so interesting about that? So when you said the play might be based on a true story, depending on whether or not we believe in ghosts, do you mean it's been inspired by a ghost story that some people believe is real? That's exactly right. Huh. She lowers her voice to a hushed whisper. This soundtrack is familiar. It happened in this very town 20 years ago. A young couple moved in to a new house only to discover it was haunted. Uh-huh. At first, it was only little things. The sensation of being watched, footsteps in the night, a face at the front window when the house should have been empty. My neck prickles, and I fight the urge to look over my shoulder to see if someone is staring at me. Is this a true story? My character's dialogue in the play, which had seemed laughably melodramatic during the audition, now feels more ominous. How would I feel if I were in her position? From there, it escalated. Objects moved. Screams rang out into the night. The couple sensed that they were being stalked, until finally, they died. That's like the best end to any ghost story. Like, things got progressively worse. Things start moving about in the house, and then they died. It sounds like a creepypasta from way back in the day. Anyway, so you've turned this supposed incident into a play. That's right. I think it makes a pretty good story. Isn't it disrespectful? What was the ghost's origin? I agree, it's a good story. What was the ghost's origin? What? The ghost had to come from somewhere, right? Why was it haunting them? What did it want? Well, that's not really part of the story. What? But we had to understand the ghost's motive. If you read through the script, I'm sure you'll see the story works just fine with the ghost as a general embodiment of evil. Oh, that is just such a flat script. No wonder I got the part. That sounds more like a demon than a ghost. The difference hardly matters. Now I'm about to respond to it when my skin crawls again. The hair on my neck stands on end, and this time, I look over my shoulder. Why am I looking up? There is a dude! For a moment, I see a man watching me from the shadows of the set. But when I blink and look again, he's gone. What in the world? Sarah, are you alright? Hey, hi guys. Sorry, I must be seeing things. Oh, did my story get under your skin? Something like that. Don't worry. I'm sure the ghosts aren't out to get you. Yet. She really does love this sort of thing, doesn't she? I glanced again at the place where I saw the man. Whoever he was, that was creepy. I'll keep my eyes open. Anyway, that's all I needed from you today. Rehearsals are twice a week. Your script includes all the information you need in the back, but let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. I will. Yeah, I will too. Script in hand, I head towards the door. Part of me can't believe my dream is coming true. Sure, it's a small production, but still, I'm going to be in a play. And maybe this is just the beginning. Joshua catches up to me as I reach the exit. It was very nice meeting you. Can I walk you home? Sure. He smiles and we leave the theater together. Thank you. No thanks needed. You seem a bit jumpy there at the end, so thought you might want some company. And besides, I hope to get to know you better. I think we'll get along just well. We already have one thing in common. Would love for the theater? Yeah, exactly. I loved the theater ever since I was a kid. Me too. I've always wanted to be in a play like this for years. I've already played a few roles, but it never gets old. I'm glad we met. I have a feeling we're going to get along well. I take the lead, and Joshua and I walk together down the street towards my apartment. We talk about little things to pass the time until at last we reach the apartment building. This is it. Thank you again. Thank you for your company. I'll see you at the next rehearsal. Yeah, I'll see you then. Once again inside my apartment, I sit down and let out a long breath. What a day! I thought I'd end up with a minor role in the play if I was lucky, but instead, I got the heroine's part. Talk about a good start. Now I have to admit, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Joshua too. I read through the entire script for the play. It's never too early to get started, and I want to do my best. The play ends on a dark note with the couple dying, just as Miranda said happened in the actual story. Once I finished reading it, I double-checked the notes about rehearsal times, then put it away for the evening. Well, now I think I'll... Why was I cut off? My skin crawls with the sensation of being watched. I turn around, but my apartment is empty. I better put myself together, or I'll never last in the theater. For the rest of the evening, I distract myself with various things, until I'm no longer thinking about the strange incident on the set. At last, I head into my bedroom to go to sleep. As soon as the lights are off, the strange feeling returns. A soft sound comes to me in the dark, a strange rustling. There's that weird soundtrack again, which I'm not sure how many of y'all are familiar with, but I've played too many games to be familiar with this. Could there really be something here with me? But then, what should I do? As my eyes adjust through the darkness, a faint silhouette comes into view. The figure stands by the window, looking at me. That face, it's the same one I saw earlier. What face? It's just a black mass! I sit straight up, heart pounding. What? I grab a cross, throw something, run out of the room, I'm gonna turn on the light. Determined to see the intruder better, I reach toward the lamp by my bed. He makes no move to stop me as I twist the switch. In the light, two things become apparent. First, his clothes are old-fashioned, like something you see in a history book or documentary. Second, he's incredibly good-looking, and I want to jump him immediately. Second, and more importantly, he is partly translucent. What do you want? You are in danger. I draw back, uncertain what I can do to get myself out of this situation. The danger will not come from me, yet you are in danger. Mark my words. What sort of danger? When the time comes, you will understand. Then you must leave, before it is too late. Leave where? What are you talking about? I wish I could answer all your questions. I sense that you would understand me. What do you mean? Unfortunately, I cannot remain at this time. We will meet again. Wait! Even as I cry out, he begins to fade away. Don't show up with your go ussy in here and only to just pull a Batman on me! God damn it, I didn't even get your name! I take a deep breath. My heart is still pounding. A ghost appears to have been in my apartment, trying to warn me about something, some sort of danger. But why? And who was he? It was the same ghost from the theater. Something must have drawn him to me. Then, is the danger he warned me about from the theater, or was he hoping to contact me then too? I check around my apartment just to make sure everything is secure. Nothing is out of place. Everything looks exactly as it should. Did I really talk to a ghost, or was I just dreaming? I mean, it was a ghost. It was just right there, and you didn't fall asleep or anything. You would, unless, of course, you fell asleep midway reading a script. In that case, you might want to go through your script again, just in case. But it was a ghost. After I think everything over, I can't deny it. I definitely saw a ghost. That means I'm in danger, either from the ghost himself or from whatever he's trying to warn me about. He said I'd understand when the time comes. I just hope it's not too late. The rest of the night passes without incident. It's a long time before I'm able to fall asleep. There are no further appearances from my ghostly visitor over the next few days. By the time the first rehearsal arrives, I could almost convince myself I imagined the whole thing. I wonder if anyone else has seen him. Why would he come specifically to warn me? When I arrive, the stage is full of people talking and laughing together. Joshua spots me and waves me over. I join him and set down my coat. Hello again, Sarah. Hello. Oh, I don't think we've met before. Sarah, this is Grady, who'll be playing the part of our ghost. Grady, this is Sarah, the heroine. Grady smiles and shakes the prop chain. It will be a pleasure to haunt you, Sarah. Pleased to meet you too. I've had too much haunting already. Pleased to meet you too. From there, Joshua introduces me to the rest of the cast. Even though it's a small play, there are a lot of new names to keep track of. I hope I'm able to remember everyone. Alright, is everyone here? And after a chorus of responses, she claps her hands together. Good, let's get started from the top. Joshua and Sarah, you have the first scene. We walk together to the center of the stage. I open my script and glance at the first page. Our characters start out on the street, discussing a new house. Joshua leans close to me, his voice a hushed whisper. If you need any pointers, just let me know. Thank you. He grins and we take our places. It's nice to know my co-star is on my side. I'm still so new to all this. Yeah, after we practice, maybe I'll ask him what he thought of my acting. He might have good advice. But I have no more time to think about it before our scene begins. Finally! Our new home! Yeah, I can't believe it's ours. And it's such a good price too. Just the beginning of the rest of our lives. They're very short lives. Let's hurry. I can't wait to get inside. I know you. Why was he cut off? Am I interrupting? The sudden cold voice makes us both stop. That isn't in the script! A woman has entered backstage, but she doesn't appear to be one of the actors. She walks towards him with a strange, contemptuous smile on her face. Are you the danger? Is this what I think it is? What do you want? Hello, Miranda dear. I just wanted to learn more about your latest production. You have no business being here. Now, is there any way to talk to an old friend? Old friend? The woman abruptly points at me. You there! Girl! What sort of play is this? Why is she asking me? You appear to be one of the stars, so can you tell me about it? I don't want to step on any toes! Ghost story. You should ask Miranda. Oh, I see. You're already on her side. Who said anything about sides? What's going on? Well then, Miranda, are you going to tell me about your play? I see no reason why I should. Huh. I see my presence isn't wanted. That is an understatement. With a sigh, the stranger turns around and strides back towards the door. She slips once, which rather ruins her dramatic departure. But then she slams the door and leaves confused silence in her wake. Huh. What just happened? At least it's not just me. I'm very sorry about that. Who was that woman? Alicia Blair, a rival of mine. I'd rather not discuss it. Now that she's gone, let's just continue with our rehearsal. The rest of our rehearsal passes uneventfully. Joshua and I work well together. There are no further interruptions, and best of all, I don't see anyone spying on us. As we finish up, Joshua beckons me closer. What do you make of this Alicia Blair interrupting our rehearsal like that? She's competition. She wants to annoy Miranda. Something weird is going on. And it's not just my imagination. You felt it too? How there was just something off about the whole conversation? Yeah, that's exactly it. Was she a bad ex? I just have an odd feeling that she was a really bad ex. Well, what do you think? Sarah, let's speak for you for a minute before you leave. Oh, sure. She takes me aside and lowers her voice. For whatever reason, Alicia seems to have taken an interest in you. Keep your wits about you. I will. Good. What's up with this rivalry that she feels the need to warn me like that? She claps me on the shoulder. And I head back to where Joshua is waiting with a puzzled frown. Is everything alright? Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, you were saying? He shakes his head. Never mind. I'd just like to think everything over before I say anything more. See you at the next rehearsal, Sarah. With that, he hurries out of the theater. Well, that was strange. I head home myself. Once I get to my apartment, I take off my coat and set down my things. As I'm finally getting out my script, I notice a small piece of paper sticking out of my purse. Huh? Perplexed, I pull it out and unfold it. Neat cursive letters read, "Call me tonight, Alicia," followed by a phone number. What in the world? When she slipped on her way out, she must have stuffed this in my purse. Why? Miranda wasn't exaggerating. Somehow I've caught Alicia Blair's attention. But what could she want? Mindful of Miranda's warning, I stare at the phone number. I feel like I should say, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, that I want to see where this goes. We might get more plot, I don't know. Let's call Alicia. Alright. It's worth at least hearing what she has to say. I dial the number on the paper and sit down to wait. Good evening, Alicia Blair speaking. Hello, I'm... I recognized your voice. You're the girl from the theater, the one in Miranda's little play. I see you got my message. That's right. You sound suspicious, my dear. Did I do something to offend you? You snuck a note into my purse. Miranda warned me about you. I just don't understand what you want. Of course, dear. We only just started talking. I'm curious, though. Do you have a guess? Does this have something to do with your rivalry with Miranda? Huh? No, I wouldn't quite say that. Why did you want me to call you, Miss Blair? Please, call me Alicia. As for your question, I wanted to warn you. Warn me? I have reason to believe you're in danger. Well, why? You're a central figure in the play. It's just a play. Yes, but if something were to go wrong, such as... Mark my words, strange things will start happening in that theater soon. Dangerous things. Is that a threat? I already told you, it's a warning. If you wanted to warn me, you could have been a bit more specific. Oh, I don't know you nearly well enough for that. Let me just say, you seem like a promising young woman with a great deal of talent, and I would hate to see such promise go to waste. That does sound a bit like a threat. Now, I happen to be involved in theater myself. If you're interested, I'm sure I could find a place for someone like you. So that's what this is about. Huh? You're trying to scare me away from Miranda's play, so I'll work for you. Nonsense. It's just an offer. A very suspicious one. Well, I won't trouble you any further. Good night, dear. Think about what I said. Without even waiting for a goodbye, she hangs up and leaves me sitting with the silent phone in my hand. That was definitely strange. And that makes 2 warnings that I'm in danger. 3 if I count Miranda warning me about Alicia. What's going on here? Who'd have guessed getting involved with a small-time play would lead to such drama? The strange conversation and implied threat lingers in my thoughts for the rest of the night. A few days later, it's time for the second rehearsal. This time, it starts out smoothly, with no interruptions. Soon, Joshua and I reach the climactic scene where the ghost will finally claim our lives. Look! Look! Don't you see it? Can't you see that man? I don't see anything. There! It's right there! Open your goddamn eyes, Joshua! It's right there! I run towards the side of the stage where I'm supposed to, but instead of Joshua's next line, he suddenly shouts, Sarah! Look out! That's not it. Wait, me? I jump to the side, just as the stage light used to illuminate this part of the set crashes down onto the spot where I would have been if Joshua hadn't called out. What? Are you alright? I'm fine, it missed. I'm a bit shaken. I'm fine, it missed. Thank God. He looks shakier than I feel, and I'm the one who was nearly crushed. Thanks for shouting. You probably saved my life. Saw it wobbly and was afraid it might fall. Everyone, stay right where you are. I don't want anyone to leave the theater. What? We need to get to the bottom of what happened just now. What's there to get the bottom of? Just some sort of freak accident, right? A pleasant thought, but I'm not going to risk Sarah's life by being complacent. She doesn't think it was an accident. She thinks someone deliberately tried to kill me. The ghost's words from that night drift through my memory, and I shiver. When the time comes, you will understand. Then, you must leave before it's too late. Is this what the ghost was warning me about? Did he mean I should leave the play? Why would someone try to attack one of our actors? Who would do such a thing? I'm not going to make any accusations, but I have my suspicions. She must suspect Alicia. Alicia did imply something dangerous might happen. I'm going to call in someone more qualified to investigate this situation. Everyone, stay here. As she walks away, the other actors whisper amongst themselves. Joshua appears especially disturbed. I can't help but look towards the spot where I saw the ghost after my audition. Is he in the theater again? Did he see what happened? It's probably safer to just stay here with the others, but I can't deny I'm a bit tempted to go back there, just in case. Adventure time! Search behind the set! After a quick glance around, to make sure no one is going to stop me, I slip into the shadowed area behind the sets. There's nothing obvious back here, at least. I can't help but feel a little foolish. I really expect to find something. What are you doing here? I bite back a scream and whirl around. Is it? Yes! Ghost Boy! Whatever your name is! I don't care if this might just be like a mystery visual novel, but I want you. Is there an ending where I can get you? Please. Oh god. It's him. The ghost hovers in the shadow, watching me with a curious and somewhat worried expression. I was looking for you. Why? You warned me I was in danger, and today a stage light almost fell on me. I wanted to know if you were nearby. The danger will only increase from here. Who are you? My name is Silas. Well, I'm glad the first ghost I've met is a friendly one. You're not afraid of me then? I have no reason to be. That depends on how you knew I was in danger. I have no reason to be. I mean, if I get to join you in the afterlife, it'll be even better. Most humans seem naturally afraid of spirits. I was unnerved at first, but not anymore. Talking to you feels like... It feels as normal as talking to anyone else. I'm glad of that. Plus, you tried to warn me. And you are still in danger. Why? From who and how do you know about it? What? There is much I want to tell you. And yet, he seems oddly nervous. Can I trust you? You're worried about not being able to trust me? I'm the one who almost got killed. Very well. I will place my faith in you. The thing is... Suddenly, footsteps cut him off. His eyes widen, and he vanishes. Wait! Miranda pokes her head around the edge of the scenery. There you are! Hurry up! The private investigators... How did you get one this fast? Did you just have him on speed dial? How? The what? Somewhat dazed, I follow her back to the others. A tall, rather handsome man in a black suit has joined the actors backstage. He's taking notes in a small notepad. Okay. Do I get to... Hello, Daddy! Oh, hi! Everyone, this is Private Investigator Gavin Jones. He'll be looking into the incident. I'll do my best. His voice is gruff, and looks at us as if we're all suspects. I wonder if I wonder what he'd do if he ran into a ghost. You said someone was almost injured in the incident. Who was it? Miranda points to me. Sarah, our lead actress. I'd like to ask you a few questions, Sarah. All right. Miranda leads us to a room off the side of the stage, and we sit down together. It looks like it's normally used for storing props. Tell me exactly what happened. I recount my harrowing near miss from the falling light. Why were you beneath the stage light? That's where the script directs me to go. Who else would know that? Anyone with a copy of the script, all the actors, probably the stagehands, just about anyone involved with the play. Could the target have been anyone else? Anyone else scripted to run beneath the stage light? Joshua would have followed me after a few minutes. Huh. Do you know of anyone who might have a reason to hurt you or one of the other actors? Wait, Paul, man, God, honestly, I don't suspect Alicia. Like, as much as she's really freaking weird and really ominous and she probably has something to do with all this, I don't know. No enemies that you know of? Not really. I suppose you don't really seem like the type of person who would make enemies easily. Thank you? So, has anything else strange happened around here lately? Anything at all? There have definitely been some strange things happening. How can I tell him I saw a ghost that warned me I was in danger? Would he even believe me? Even if it seemed inconsequential, it could be helpful. Ghosts? No ghosts. Ghosts? No ghosts. Ghosts? No ghosts. No ghosts. No ghosts. I'm not a snitch. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything. Huh. Alright. If anything occurs to you, let me know. Alright. That should be all I need for you then. Thank you for your time. Gavin and I leave the room together and return to the others. He looks over the assembled group. Who was the other actor in the scene when the stage light fell? Joshua steps forward. I was. I'd like to question you next. Follow me. Okay. Bye, Joshua! Have fun with Gavin! Don't be too loud in there, please. The rest of us are out here. We're just trying to get the rest of our jobs going. As Joshua follows him, I sit down. If he's going to question everyone before we leave, we might be here for a while. How are you feeling, Sarah? Much better now. Not bad, all things considered. Terrible. Not bad. Glad to hear that. What happened today was terrible. It could have been worse. Indeed. I almost hope the investigator tells us it was an accident. I'd rather believe that than suspect someone of doing this intentionally. Oh, God, that was quick. Joshua, how fast can he even go? After a few minutes, Joshua returns with Gavin, who calls another actor in for questioning. Joshua joins us and sits alongside me. How did it go? That's difficult to say. Huh? How? I told him everything I could think of, anything that might seem helpful. He certainly asked plenty of questions. That's good. Something about him doesn't seem quite right, though. What do you mean? I don't know exactly. I just couldn't shake that sense that something was wrong, he wasn't taking me seriously. I didn't notice anything like that. Maybe it was just my imagination. Or paranoia. I hope we'll still be able to put on the play. I wonder if it's a coincidence that the play is about a ghost and we have an actual ghost involved. Sarah? I'm sure she has a lot on her mind. Sorry, I was just thinking. Have you decided what you're going to do? Do? As much as I hate to lose you, I'd understand if you want to leave. Leave? You weren't suggesting Sarah back out of the play, are you? It's her decision. If she doesn't feel safe here, we shouldn't pressure her to stay. I hadn't thought much about it until now, but I do need to decide, don't I? I've been warned that I'm in danger and should leave. At the same time, I want to know what's happening here. Alicia said strange things would start happening. Of course, she also offered me a job, which is more than a bit suspicious. I need a little time to think. I understand. She walks away. Joshua regards me with an unreadable expression. What? I'll miss you if you leave. Ah, we'll still be able to see each other. I know, but it won't be the same. As each actor is questioned about the incident, I think everything over. Should I stay? Should I leave? At last, Gavin finishes questioning the final person and rejoins us backstage. Thank you for your time and patience. Is there anything you can tell us? Further investigation is necessary, but you've given me some promising leads. Then you don't think it was an accident? It's too early to say, but right now, no. I don't think it was an accident. I believe someone wanted the stage light to injure one of the actors. Whether your lead actress was their specific target or not, that's still unclear. My stomach lurches. It would have felt so much better if he came out and said it was just an accident. I'll be in touch. With that, he turns and walks out the door. I'm certain he'll find the culprit. In the meantime, I just want everyone to be careful. Report anything strange to either me or the investigator, no matter how innocuous it seems. As the other actors whisper and murmur about what happened, Miranda walks up to me. Well, will I see you at the next rehearsal? Yeah. Even though I might be in danger, I can't give up on this dream right now. I'm glad to hear it. So am I. For one thing, it might even be a coincidence that I was the target. You still should be careful. So should you. Yeah, I would have been the next one to walk under the light. I'm certain the investigator will get to the bottom of this before long. I'll see you both at the next rehearsal, and don't forget to report anything strange that happens. Here's the investigator's phone number in case you need to get in touch with him. Once she writes down Gavin's phone number to each of us, Joshua and I walk to the door together. I feel better about having made up my mind to face this situation, whatever it may be. May I walk you home again? Yeah, that'll be nice. We leave together. At first, we walk in silence. Once we're a fair distance from the theater, he clears his throat. I don't think the culprit ever intended for the stage light to hit you. Then you think the target was someone else? No, I don't think it was meant to hit anyone. Then it was meant to scare us? Exactly. Someone wants to scare us away from the theater. You know who the most logical suspect is? Alicia. I see we're on the same page. She does seem like the only one with a motive. There must be something we're missing that will bring this whole thing into perspective. The rivalry between Alicia and Miranda. I mean, I'm not sure. It's likely the case that, Alicia, rigged this whole thing to happen. She's being really ominous, and I know we're in danger, but we're just not sure from who. It's not the ghosts, okay? That's one thing for certain. So it's gotta be something else. Either that, or the place is cursed. Who knows? Soon, we reach my apartment building. We part ways. I head inside alone. The moment I step into my apartment, the ghostly figure shimmers into existence in front of me. Ah, so we're doing house visits now. Hello again, Silas. Why are you here? You know why I'm here. You refuse to heed my warning. You want me to leave the theater? Was that not clear from what I said? I told you that when the danger came, you must leave. If someone's trying to kill me, wouldn't they keep coming after me even if I backed out of the play? No, you are not the prime target. Merely a convenient one. Why am I the only one you warned? Who is doing this? I can't tell you here. This is my room! How much safer could it be? Unless, of course, there's more unnatural beings that might, that might be involved in the mix. And if so, can we meet them? I would like to have their number and maybe take them out for a nice dinner. Safe? What? Is my apartment bugged? I will find a safe time to appear to you again. Until then, please, act with caution. I not appreciating just how cryptic you're being, but you know what? I will respect it for now. Wait! Despite my cry, he vanishes. I'm still staring at the spot where the ghost hovered a moment ago when a knock at the door is heard. Who is it? It's Miranda. You have... When did she make house visits? Surprised, I opened the door. Yeah? In all the confusion, I forgot to tell you that the rehearsal schedule has been altered slightly. We'll only be meeting once a week from now on while the investigator continues his work. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for staying on as part of the show. I want you to know that I really appreciate it. She steps closer and lowers her voice to a whisper. Whatever happens, you can count on me. Beware false friends who try to confuse you. What? Have a good evening. She turns around and walks away as though that was a normal way to end a conversation. Is that the real reason she came here to give me the message in person? What is she talking about? Is this about Alicia? I wonder, is this worth telling Gavin about? No, not really. What's there even to say that, my director, gave me an ominous warning, but never gave me specifics. We don't need to call Gavin. This probably isn't important enough for him to care about. Besides, if Miranda has any real concerns, she probably told him already. Satisfied, I settled down to spend the evening alone. It's the most normal evening I've had in a while. I cook dinner for myself, then watch TV. I half expect Silas to return, but there's no sign of him by the time I'm ready to go to sleep. That night, I'm just about to fall asleep when a quiet rustling sound gets my attention. I open my eyes. I thought you were going to find a more suitable time. You're back. Yes. I was wondering when I'd see you again. I had to leave earlier. I was afraid. Afraid of what? Miranda? What could frighten a ghost? Miranda? You were no longer alone. He must have sensed Miranda approaching. I guess he didn't want to be seen by anyone else. Many people do not understand spirits. I feared I was in danger. What? Is she gonna call the Ghostbusters or something? I'm pretty sure that's just in a TV. I protect you, but you're already dead. Why aren't you afraid of me? I'd protect you. That is good to know. He's blushing! Aw. I'm not sure how much I could do, but I'd at least stand up for you. I know you weren't my enemy. It's good to hear you say that, too. I never thought I'd find myself reassuring a ghost that I protect him. I'm especially glad I didn't tell Gavin about him. Can you tell me what's going on now? For you to understand, you'll need to hear everything from the beginning. Would you like to hear my story? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm glad. However, this may take a while. As a human, you're still bound by the rules of the flesh. It is pretty late at night, and I'm tired after everything that happened. I'll do my best to stay awake. If you fall asleep, we can continue another time. Thank you. Right, so, what's the story you got for me? Silas? Silas pauses for a moment before he speaks again. When he finally does, his somber tone sends a shiver down my spine. It's been nearly 3 centuries since I lived in this world. 3 centuries? I knew his clothes were old-fashioned, but never struck me before. I lived here, in this very city. You did? Yes, my mansion rested on the site where your theater was later built. You lived in a mansion. Is that why you haunt the theater? Why isn't the mansion there now? Is that why you haunt the theater? It's why I picked that spot. Yes. Then, is your, I didn't die in the mansion, and my body is buried in the cemetery. The site of the old mansion holds a lot of memories for me, though. So what happened? At first, everything was fine. I lived a peaceful life there in that mansion. I believed I knew everything my future held. I just realized he doesn't look that much older than me. I can't say I'm an expert on anything related to ghosts, but if he kept his appearance from the time of his death, he must have died young. One day, I met a woman, an actress. You remind me of her. Wasn't it uncommon for women to act back then? Tell me about her. That's a little creepy. Tell me about her. She was wonderful. She lived for the stage. It was her greatest joy. I know that feeling. The moment we first spoke, something changed in me. I knew I'd never be the same again. Were you in love with her? Can you fall in love after one meeting? Maybe so. Maybe my heart was already lost in that moment. A fond note enters his voice. In love or not, I want to know more about her. She felt the same, so we began to spend time together. Silas continues speaking about the actress he met and how they began to spend time together, but his voice grows faint. We have a start. I realize I missed his last sentence. How can I nod off at a time like this? I apologize. We should continue this another time. I'm fine. No, I shouldn't keep you from your sleep. That wouldn't be right. I'll return another time. Good night. Alright. Good night. He lifts his hand to me in farewell, and then he fades from sight. My mind is still buzzing with everything he said, but I really am exhausted. Soon, I fall into a dreamless sleep. The next morning, I can't help but think about the case as I get ready for work. There's a chance I'm still in danger and will remain in danger for as long as I'm involved in the play. The sooner I find out who was responsible for what happened, the sooner I'll be safe again. Of course, some of this may hinge on what Silas has to say as well. Gavin is supposed to get to the bottom of this, but I'll keep my eyes open too, just in case. The rest of the day is fairly normal. It seems like the danger hasn't followed me out of the theater at least. Is that significant? Is everything tied to the theater? By the time I get home, 2 messages are waiting for me. One is from Joshua, asking me to come meet him at the theater. At the theater? Isn't that dangerous? Maybe he thinks it'll be safer if we aren't there during rehearsal hours. The second is from Gavin, asking if he can stop by and talk to me sometime. I wonder if that means he's learned something new. Oh, but, well, I know for a fact that if I spend the evening alone, I'm not gonna be alone. I will get a ghost boy with me, so I'm gonna spend the evening alone. Yeah, that sounds like a pleasant idea. Nothing bad is going to happen here. Everything, in fact, goes terribly wrong. That night, I looked around my dark room for any signs of Silas. Silas? That's strange. I thought he'd be back tonight. He was going to continue telling me his story, wasn't he? Call out to him again. Silas, you there? You alright? Something have happened to him. Silas! Across the room, a bottle of hairspray on my dresser tilts and falls down. Silas! Was that you? Was that some sort of sign? But if it was, what does it mean? I hope everything's alright. I'll be around whenever you want to talk again. Never thought I'd lose sleep over not seeing a ghost, but my dreams are troubled by fears of what might happen to Silas. You okay? In the morning, I look around the room again just in case, but there's no signs of supernatural visitors. Alright. The days pass pretty quickly, and soon it's time for our next rehearsal. I enter the theater with a bit more trepidation than usual. What if something else happens today? Sarah! He hurries over to me. Why didn't you accept my invitation? Invitation? To help my investigation? Something came up. Oh, I see. Sorry. How'd it go? I heard strange noises and thought I had a chance to catch the culprit. And? Unfortunately, Miranda showed up and said she changed her mind about letting me be in the theater alone. She must have gotten worried about you. It's still frustrating. Hard to believe we're still rehearsing under these circumstances. Come on now, we can't have attitudes like that. Positivity, that's what we need. Miranda, no! With all due respect, it's difficult to stay positive when there might be someone waiting to cause another accident. I've checked over everything. There should be no chance of sabotage this time. Now, let's get started. It feels strange to step onto the stage again, but I force my worries to the back of my mind. I've got to focus on my part. Joshua and I ran through one of the critical scenes in the play, when our characters become convinced there really is a ghost. There's only one explanation. Don't say it. I have to say it. The figure we've been seeing at night must be a... ghost? Just as I'm about to say the word ghost, the theater lights go out and leaves us in complete darkness. What's going on? Nobody panic. It's hard not to panic when we can't see a thing. Sarah, you alright? Either it's a power outage or we blew a fuse. I'll go see if I can find out what's going on. She lights a candle, then hurries towards the door. Great. We'll just stand here in darkness. Wait a minute. If Miranda checked everything over ahead of time, the culprit must be around here somewhere. Maybe we can catch them, then we're in danger. She probably just missed something. Maybe we can catch them? That's exactly what I was thinking! What do you want to do? Let's pass out lights and search the premises. Make sure you have at least one other person with you. It's time to win this. He turns on a flashlight and hurries towards the backstage door. Just as Joshua reaches the door, it opens. Oh! Oh, you! Hello. Sorry, am I interrupting something? Why is it so dark in here? Alicia. You! The timing is suspicious. Could she have knocked out the power once we started rehearsing? I'm not gonna accuse her just yet. No, not yet. Not yet. No, I won't say anything just yet. I don't have enough proof. Besides, I just don't believe she is responsible, and we will find the proof for it. Are you responsible for this? Responsible for what? Why did I even bother asking? You wouldn't admit to it if you were. Someone, call the police. Suddenly, the lights come back on. Alright, that should have... She freezes. What is she doing here? I just stopped by, but I seem to have come at a bad time. If something else happened, I would have thought you'd taken better precautions. Everybody, out! What? Out! Everybody needs to get out of here so this incident can be thoroughly investigated. We can... Nope, you can't. I'm going to get Gavin on the phone immediately. Under her glare, we all file out of the theater, Alicia included. Damn. Alright. We all waited together outside the theater. Miranda calls Gavin and he arrives within a few minutes. What's the situation? The lights went out suddenly. I couldn't determine the cause. Huh. We'll see what I can find out. He heads inside. For a while, no one says anything, then Joshua steps to my side. I feel like we're on the brink of something. Can you feel it too? What do you mean? You think Gavin will find out who the culprit is? I hope so. I'll be glad when all this is over. So will I. Side by side, we wait for Gavin to emerge with his report. At last, the theater door opens again. Everyone, please, come inside. It's time to resolve this case. It's already time? We exchange glances and follow Gavin into the theater. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. As you know, I was called in to investigate certain strange events. What you might not know is that I'm not a detective, but paranormal investigator. Wait, he's a what? Like a ghost hunter? You can't be serious. He is serious. I believe the incident was caused by the ghost said to haunt this site, so I called upon Gavin. That's absurd! Regardless of what you think, I found evidence that a ghost was indeed present. With all the time you spent in the theater just now, I assume you took care of it? Yeah, I did. Nah, he didn't. He did Jack Diddley. He's a fraud. I mean, he's hot, but he is a fraud. What? No! The exclamation escapes me before I could stop myself. If I didn't know what he intended to do, I would have stopped him. There's something wrong. Let it go for now, because I don't think he did anything. I have a feeling he did Jack Diddley. I shake my head. It's nothing. Silas is gone now. Nothing I can say will help him. It would take more than just my words. Once the true culprit acts again, then we can clear Silas's name. We aren't going to leave it at that, are we? I did my job. Whatever you do from here on is up to you. As far as I'm concerned, the case is closed. No, it's not. There's going to be another incident. I'm going to bet you there's going to be another incident. That's absurd. Excuse me? Someone dangerous is targeting this show, and you want to accept it being a ghost? Gavin clears his throat. Why don't you two compromise? Give it some time. If something else happens, resume the investigation. That's acceptable to me. Fine. Seems like the closest I'll get to logic around here. We still won't bring Silas back, but maybe we can at least find justice. In the weeks that follow, however, no further incidents occur. Silas couldn't have been responsible, could he? Or did the culprit accomplish whatever they were after? I can tell Joshua is displeased with the outcome, still suspecting a human culprit. Still, the play goes on as planned. This is my dream. I've been on the stage. Despite everything that happened, at least I have this. Thank God it did not end there. 3 months later, my life finally feels normal again. All I have to worry about is my job, my acting career, my friendships, normal things. Sometimes I think about Silas, but I try not to dwell on it, and I hope he managed to find peace somehow. It's nice to just go to work and come home without worrying about what will happen next. Miranda offered me a part in another play, but this one is a grounded romantic comedy. I'll have to think about it. Feels weird after everything that happened, but I'm sure nothing will go wrong this time. Besides, being on the stage is my dream. I still see Joshua from time to time, but every now and then I spot Gavin on his way to another job. I guess things have settled down for all of us. Maybe we'll have to get together sometime. There's no reason Joshua and Gavin can't get along. Then again, that might be pushing my luck. I settle down for the evening and get out a new book to read. It's a mystery about a couple that moves into a haunted mansion. As I start reading, a quiet sound from the other room makes me jump. What was that? I get up from my chair and investigate. There's nothing there. You know, maybe I'd better read something else tonight after all. Things are back to normal. It's hard to forget everything that happened. Every experience in your life leaves a mark on you, and I doubt this one will wear off anytime soon. At least it brought me into contact with some wonderful people, and who knows, it might just be what I needed. Whatever the future holds, I'm ready to face it. Wait. No! No! Alright. What happens if we defend Silas instead? Even though he's gone now, I still have to speak for him. The ghost was innocent. What are you talking about? I saw him, spoke to him. He isn't responsible for what's been happening. Do you know who he is? No, but it wasn't him. I'm sorry. It's too late. No way. No. Don't tell me I need to go back and do this all over again. Oh, Silas. What happened here? What was it you wanted to tell me? We aren't going to leave it at that, are we? I did my job. Whatever you do from here on out is up to you. As far as I'm concerned, the case is closed. That's absurd! Excuse me? Someone dangerous is targeting the show, and you want to accept it being a ghost? Gavin clears his throat. Why don't you two compromise? Give it some time. If something else happens, resume the investigation. That's acceptable to me? Is this all gonna play out the same? Is it? Okay, so apparently I made a few mistakes in my playthrough. The first thing that I was supposed to do was actually to say that, yeah, I did see something, okay? So who was that? Who? A man was standing back there, watching us. Huh. Must have been one of the stagehands. I guess, but why was he staring like that? I glanced again at the place where I saw the man. Whoever he was, that was creepy. I'll keep my eyes open. Anyway, that's all I need from you today. Rehearsals are twice a week. Your script includes all the information you need in the back. Alright, and we're gonna skip ahead to the next thing we need to pick. Joshua, I know you're sweet, like you're a bundle of sunshine, but no, I can't walk with you back home. Like, I'm sorry. You're nice, but I'm gonna need to put you in a friend zone for now, so no thank you. I understand. I'll see you at the next rehearsal then. Yeah, have a good day. I hurried out of the theater and head down the street towards my apartment building. At least there's no sign of that creepy man. Maybe the ghost story just put me on edge. Nevertheless, the strange incident lingers in the back of my mind all the way home. Right. Once again, inside to my apartment, I sit down and let out a long breath, and we're gonna skip ahead. Right, so I'm supposed to joke about the fact that I've had too much of haunting already, so yeah. Sorry, Grady. What? Never mind. Joshua shrugs, apparently bewildered by my behavior. I just hope there aren't any repeats of what happened last time. Alright, is everyone here? Pretty sure we are, so we're gonna skip ahead. Right, Alicia, it's a ghost story. A ghost story? Of course it is. I should have known. Huh? What does she mean by that? Oh, Miranda, isn't it time to end this dream? Enough. If you must stay, at least let us practice in peace. Huh, I see my presence is unwanted. That is an understatement. With a sigh, the stranger turns around and strides back towards the door. She slips once, which rather ruins her dramatic departure, but then slams the door and leaves confused silence in her wake. Right, and I am confused as well, because we're gonna skip ahead. Right, so over here, instead of saying we don't know what she wants, we're supposed to say that she snuck a note into our purse. So, that is not a normal thing to do! Miranda would have been furious if she knew I wanted to talk to one of her stars. She's very paranoid, you know? I see. You got my message, so it all worked out for the best. Why did you want me to call you, Miss Blair? Please, call me Alicia. As for your question, I wanted to warn you. Warn me? I have reason to believe you're in danger. That's the second warning I've gotten. Oh? Who gave you the first warning? A ghost. To my surprise, she doesn't laugh. I see. Interesting. What? Do you know something about it? Mark my words, strange things will start happening again in that theater. Dangerous things. Is that a threat? I already told you it's a warning. If you want to warn me, you could be a bit more specific. Oh, I don't know you nearly well enough for that. Let me just say, you seem like a promising young woman with a great deal of talent, and I would hate to see such promise go to waste. Yep, and we pretty much did the rest of this, right? So I'm gonna skip ahead. Right, so the stage light fell. We're supposed to say that we are a bit shaken. I can understand that. Just think, if I was a little slower, or if you hadn't called out, I'd be either dead or in the hospital. Those stage lights are heavy. I stare at the spot where it struck, unable to pull myself away. The wood of the stage splintered beneath it from the impact. That could have been my skull. Steady now. It's alright. Everyone, stay right where you are. I don't want anyone to leave the theater. What? We need to get to the bottom of what happened just now. Yep, I know. Let's go search behind the set and, like, let's go meet Ghost Boy again. Right, so over here we're supposed to tell him everything that we know. Apparently, I don't know what's up with that. So yeah, there's Alicia Blair who might want to hurt us. Who is she? She's Miranda's rival somehow. I describe how Alicia interrupted our previous rehearsal. She also spoke to me on the phone and warned me that I might be in danger. I'll have to find her and ask her a few questions. Could Alicia really be behind this? So, has anything else strange happened around here lately? Anything at all? Oh, there have definitely been strange things happening. How can I tell him I saw a ghost that warned me I was in danger? Would he even believe me? Even if it seems inconsequential, it could be helpful. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him about the ghost. I have to tell him. Even if he thinks I'm crazy, I can't hold back something this important. This might sound hard to believe, but I've seen a ghost. You have? Only once or multiple times? He took that better than I expected. Does he believe in ghosts? Maybe he just likes to keep an open mind when questioning witnesses. Yeah, I've seen him 3 times now. 3. Tell me what happened. His name is Silas. During my audition, I saw him watching me from behind the set. Although I didn't know he was a ghost back then. That night, he appeared in my apartment and told me I was in danger. The 3rd time was just before you arrived. You saw the ghost around the time of the incident? Yeah, I wonder if the stage light falling was the danger he'd warned me about, so I went looking for him. And he introduced himself to me and told me the danger will get worse from here. Interesting. Very interesting. He leans in closer, an unreadable expression on his face. Tell me, do you think the ghost is responsible for trying to hurt you? No. Why are you so sure? He's not a malevolent spirit. He's on my side. Do you have any proof? It's just what I feel from the way he acts. I'll need to learn more about this ghost. Thank you for your time. You've been most helpful. Gavin and I leave the room together and return to the others. He looks over to the assembled group. Who was the other actor in the scene when the stage light fell? Joshua steps forward. Oh, we've already seen all this, so we're gonna skip ahead. So after Gavin is done with his investigation with Joshua, we're supposed to say that maybe Joshua is right in not taking him seriously? Keep your eyes open around him, just in case. Am I going to have to suspect everyone? I hope we'll still be able to put on the play. I wonder if it's a coincidence that the play is about a ghost and we have an actual ghost involved. Sarah? I'm sure she has a lot on her mind. Yeah, I do, and we're gonna skip ahead and hope to God that this actually leads us to the right ending, please. Right, as much as I'd love to go to the next rehearsal, apparently we're supposed to say no, so I'm afraid not. My heart feels heavy as the words leave my lips, but I can't take them back. I can't stay here when I might be in danger. I understand. I turn towards Joshua. I'm sorry about this. You had to make the decision that was right for you. Thank you. We'll stay in touch, won't we? Well, we'll see. He offers a short nod. All right. Then I hurry away. I don't want to stay there any longer. Not only because of the potential danger, but also because I'll start questioning my decision. As I leave the theater, I can't help but wonder if further danger will plague it. Or if the danger will follow me instead. The moment I step into my apartment, a ghostly figure shimmers into existence in front of me. Alright, what do you guys say now? Because last time you were pissed that I said, yeah, I'm gonna stay. Hello again, Silas. Are you pleased I decided to leave the play? Yeah, you should be out of danger now. Then I'm not the target? I do not believe so. What's going on here? Surely you can tell me now. I cannot stay. I will visit you again. Soon. Wait, what? Why? Despite my protest, he vanishes. Okay! I did all that for what? Even as I stand there, staring at this space where the ghost hovered a moment ago, the telephone rings. I pick it up. Hello? Hey, this is Gavin. Yeah? Is there something else you need to ask about the case? This isn't a formal call. Actually, I was wondering if you would have dinner with me. What? I enjoyed meeting you, and I thought it might be nice to talk under better circumstances. Is it okay for him to ask? Is it a conflict of interest or something? Since you're no longer involved in the case, we might not get to see each other again officially, so I decided to give you a call. I get to date Gavin too? No longer involved in the case? You must be pretty sure I wasn't the target then. How about it? Well, I'm supposed to say no thank you? As much as I'd love to, I would really love to. No thank you. I understand. Nevertheless, he sounds disappointed. Thank you for the offer. Maybe another time. Right. Have a good night. You too. I hang up the phone. It's the most normal evening I've had in a while. I cook dinner for myself, then watch TV. I half expect Silas to return, but there's no sign of him by the time I'm ready to go to sleep. Right. That night, I'm just about to fall asleep when a quiet rustling sound gets my attention. I open my eyes. You're back! Yeah. I was wondering when I'd see you again. I had to leave earlier. I was afraid. Afraid of what? A phone call? What could frighten a ghost? You were no longer alone. Huh? I was still alone when he left. Wait, does it mean the phone call from Gavin? Was that enough to scare him off? Many people do not understand spirits. I feared I was in danger. Is this a part where you tell us your backstory? Because if it is, we've already seen this before, so I'm gonna skip ahead. I'm sorry I told Gavin about you. It's fine. I understand why you did it. Can you tell me what's going on now? For you to understand, you need to hear everything from the beginning. Would you like to hear my story? Not again! Right, so we basically got him to tell us the backstory the same way we did before. The next morning, I can't help but feel a little strange. Most of my life hasn't changed, but the theater and its mystery has vanished from it. As I'm getting ready to head out to work, the phone rings. Hello? Hello, this is Alicia Blair. Alicia! I hope I haven't caught you at a bad time. I need to go to work. Is there something you need to tell me? Understandable. I'll make this brief then. I heard you left the play. Yes, it was dangerous. Are you pleased? I'm in a hurry. I'm supposed to say yes, it was too dangerous. Even though Miranda brought in a so-called private investigator. What are you implying? Nothing. I'm just glad you made the right decision to get out of there. You should be safe now. Really? You don't think the danger will follow me? It's possible, but then things would get much messier. You know more about this than you're letting on, don't you? I might. That's really not a conversation to have over the phone, though. Are you calling because of your offer? Oh, so you remembered. How could I forget something like that? Especially considering how suspicious it is. You're interested, then? Well, yes. Yeah, but I'm supposed to say I don't know. I don't know. Don't worry, you have plenty of time to make up your mind. I'd love to be involved with another play, but accepting her offer feels like I just let her manipulate me. I'd like to meet with you. You say you have work today, yes? Once you finish, why don't you stop by my studio? Why? There are certain important things I'd like to talk to you about. Here's the address. I write down the address she gives me. Also, I'm not sure if I should pay her a visit or not. Well, have a good day. I hope to see you later on. Ta-ta! Will visiting her put me in danger, or will it give me the answers I need? It's a remarkably normal day. No one at work knows of any of the strange things that have been happening to me. The rest of the world continues on through its usual routines. When I get home, 2 messages are waiting for me. The first is a message from Joshua, inviting me out for dinner. The second is from Gavin, asking if he can stop by to talk to me sometime. Well, I guess I better decide what I'm gonna do this evening. Visit Alicia's studio. Visit Alicia's studio. Right. Despite my misgivings, I can't ignore Alicia's invitation. If she really knows something about this situation, I want to find out what it is. I just hope I'm not walking into a trap. Maybe I should tell someone where I'm going, just in case. I will tell a neighbor. I pay a quick visit to my next-door neighbor to let her know where I'm going, and that she should check in if I'm not back by nightfall. With that, I head out to the address Alicia gave me. It's a nice studio in an impressive building, and an aide escorts me to Alicia's office. She puts our setup to shame with all this. She's more than just a rival director, but she's doing a lot better in the theater business than Miranda is. Which makes her involvement in this all the stranger. You came! I am so delighted to see you. What did you want to talk to me about? Such a suspicious tone! Don't tell me you believe I'm your enemy. Well, I am not sure what to believe. What can I say to convince you? You can start by telling me what's going on. Of course! That's why you're here, isn't it? Why are you being so cryptic about everything? I feel like everyone around me has done nothing but speak in riddles since this whole thing began. We aren't working under normal circumstances here. If I walked up to you that first day and told you what I knew, or even part of it, you'd have laughed at me. You might be surprised. Is that so? A small smile plays at her lips. From the tone of your voice, I suspect you may have some secrets that many people wouldn't believe. That's one way to describe it. Tell me then, do you believe in ghosts? Yes. No hesitation, huh? Exactly. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I believe in ghosts. That makes this easier. Are you telling me you called me here to discuss ghosts? Does she know about Silas? Why are you glaring at me like that? You're still being cryptic. Then let me be clear. The theater where Miranda intends to put on her play is haunted. Then she does know. As I stare at her, conflicted, her phone rings. One moment, Sarah. All right. Hello? Ah, yes. I understand. All right. She hangs up. Unfortunately, a pressing matter has come up. We'll continue our discussion another time, if you're still interested in hearing what I have to say. Wait, can't you just... Just what? Tell you everything? That wouldn't be my style at all. Then she walks me to the door and continues on to whatever pressing business she has, leaving me to ponder the strange conversation on my way home. That night, I look around my dark room for any signs of Silas. Silas? That's strange. I thought he'd be back tonight. He was going to continue telling me a story, wasn't he? Call out to him. Silas, you there? You alright? Could something have happened to him? Silas? Across the room, a bottle of hairspray on my dresser tilts and falls down. Silas, was that you? Was that some sort of sign? But if it was, what does it mean? I hope everything's alright. I'll be around whenever you want to talk again. I never thought I'd lose sleep over not seeing a ghost, but my dreams are troubled by fears of what might be happening to Silas. That might be a vision, though, and I'm gonna be looking around for Silas. In the morning, I look around the room again, just in case, but there's no sign of any supernatural visitors. As I'm getting ready for work, the phone rings. I wonder if that's Alicia again. Sure enough, I recognize the number as hers. Hello? Hello again. I'm sorry about ending our discussion so abruptly yesterday. I really want to say it's fine. I mean, it's honestly fine. Like, you're a busy woman. I understand. But the guy calls and I say was pretty rude, so I'm gonna say it's pretty rude. I'm sorry. Indeed. I'm not sure if I should believe her apology, or if she does these things intentionally. Well, since we never had a chance to finish our discussion, I was hoping you would stop by again today. Same place, same time, or any other time that works for you. Can't you just tell me what this is all about over the phone? Some things are better explained face to face. So, will I be seeing you again? I'll think about it. Most excellent. Have a lovely day. Thanks. You too. I hang up and wonder again what I should make of Alicia. When I step outside my apartment building, I nearly collide with Gavin. Freaking stop! What are you doing here? Sorry. I wasn't watching where I was going. Gavin? Sarah. I was coming to see you. Is this a bad time? I have work. I was hoping to ask you a few things. What are you doing for lunch? I don't have any plans yet. Good. If you can spare a little time to help me out, just give me a call. Well, okay. I head to work. The morning goes smoothly, and soon my lunch hour arrives. I will accept his invitation. So, I would actually accept his invitation if this was a regular playthrough. I give Gavin a call. Hello? This is Sarah. I'd love to meet up for lunch if you're still interested. Great. We arrange the details and I head out to meet him. Thanks for this. Sorry about the short notice. It's fine. We sit down together and make our orders. So, you said you wanted to ask me something? Right. First, however, there's something I need to tell you. What is it? I'm not actually a private investigator. Wait, you aren't? I stare at him, certain I must have heard wrong, but he nods. I may be an investigator, but I'm no detective. I'm a paranormal investigator. You're searching for... No wonder you didn't seem like a good detective. I really want to say that, but you're searching for ghosts? That's right. This is crazy. When folks think there's a paranormal phenomenon giving them trouble, they call me in to check them out. And that's how you got involved with the case? After the incident, your director called me up and asked for my help. She said she thought the theater might be haunted due to its history. Miranda thought the theater was haunted right after the stage light fell. But she also said she didn't want to alarm anyone with talk about the supernatural, so she wanted me to pretend to be a detective. So all this time, you've been looking into the case. You've actually been searching for signs that a ghost is responsible. Right. That's why you were so interested in my conversations with Silas. Exactly. I'm looking for a ghost. And what do I find but someone central to the case actually having seen and spoken to a ghost? Are you saying you think Silas is responsible? He seems to be the only ghost in the area. I stare at him, struggling to take this all in. It seems insane. Since you're not part of the production anymore, I figure Miranda won't mind you knowing. What do you want my help with? I'd like to know everything you know about the ghost. I'm not gonna tell him, no. I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable sharing that information. If you don't help, you'll leave me to pursue the truth on my own and come to my own conclusions. Is that what you want? No, I'll help. Thank you. I wasn't sure at first, but it's probably better this way. I recount all my conversations with Silas, how he's acted towards me, and the details he's provided. Last night, I expected to see him again, but he didn't appear. My investigation might have scared him away. Of course, Silas must see Gavin as his enemy right now. Anything else? Well, the last time he spoke, he started to tell me about his past. I go through what Silas told me before I fell asleep. Interesting. Thank you for trusting me. I promise, I'll use this information wisely. Is that all you wanted to talk about? Yep, that's it. Thanks for helping. No problem? I mean, I wish this could have been like a much more casual conversation. I mean, I would have loved to get to know you. We finished lunch together. I can only stay a short while before I'm due back at work. The rest of the day goes smoothly. At the end of the day, I realize I still need to decide what to do about Alicia. I'm curious about what she wants to tell me, but I don't quite know what to make of her. Should I go? Yeah, I'm gonna meet with Alicia. I can't deny. I'm curious what Alicia wants to talk about. By now, I can probably trust she's not going to try anything sinister, but I'm gonna tell a neighbor where I'm going. I stopped by my neighbor's apartment and briefly explained the situation. Then I head back to Alicia's studio. Once again, I'm ushered into her office by an aide. Thank you for coming back. After what happened last time, I was afraid you might have given up on me. I just want answers. I understand. Now, where were we? You told me the theater was haunted. Ah, yes, of course. The ghost has haunted that theater for nearly 300 years. 300 years? She really is talking about Silas. Not a lot of people know about it, but Miranda does. Miranda knows about the ghost in the theater? Yes. Does that surprise you? Why would she put on the play at a haunted theater? She never say anything about it. How does she know there's a ghost? Because she's known for years. Years? How? I don't actually know all the details. Only the few parts I managed to piece together. What does this mean for Silas? Does Miranda really know about him? You're probably wondering if I'm crazy. Believe me, I thought this was all nonsense when I first learned about it too. How did you learn about it in the first place? How did you get involved? Quite accidentally. Miranda and I were working together, and for a while, we were both friends and colleagues. And now they hate each other. I always respected her skill as a director, but then I heard about her obsession with this ghost. She was searching for information about him and about the events that occurred about 3 centuries ago. Why? I don't know, but the ghost was married when he was alive, and you, Sarah, bear an uncanny resemblance to his wife. Silas said the same thing about me, reminding him of the woman he met. He must have married her. The day we met, I came to the theater because I knew Miranda was up to something. The moment I saw you, I knew you'd end up involved. That's why you took an interest in me. Yes, and I was right. Wait a minute, back up. So you realized Miranda was obsessed with this ghost while you were working together. What happened then? We argued over it. Neither of us could see the other's point of view. It caused a rift between us that never healed. Maybe you should talk to her. What does she want to do? Lure the ghost out of hiding. Using me? Exactly. But why is she so interested in this ghost? What does she want with him? Simple. She wants to destroy... Why? What? Why do you think she got a paranormal investigator involved? Don't tell me you believe his lies about being a detective. I don't. He's not a very convincing detective, honestly. Aside from the fact that he's hot and, like, wears the trench coat. Like, honestly, like, he ain't that convincing. Miranda wants to destroy Silas. Is Alicia telling me the truth? You want an answer, Sarah. I've told you everything I know. It's up to you to believe me or not. I don't know what to believe anymore. My head is spinning from the conversation, but it's clear Alicia is done with me. I'm still shaken by the time I get home. That night, I find myself restless, wondering if Silas will appear. Silas, you here? It's the second night in a row I'm calling for you. I stare around the room, hoping to at least get a sign, like I had the night before. Silas? My dude! Yes! I'm here. His voice makes me jump, but I breathe a sigh of relief. I was worried about you. I'm sorry to have worried you. I didn't want to. It's okay. Things have become dangerous. Because of Gavin, he told me he's a paranormal investigator. Yes, he's been searching for signs about me. Alicia claims Miranda wants to destroy you. Yes. What's going on? I need to tell you the rest of my story. Alright, finally, more story! It's difficult now for me to look back on those happy days. I had fallen in love, and soon we were married. So Alicia was right about that. We lived in the mansion together for a few wonderful years, until she found the book. Book? It had been locked away in a secret room in our library. She found it while searching for inspiration for her next acting role, but it wasn't what she thought it was. It was a book of sorcery. Did the book cause the fire? No, the book was just leather and parchment, harmless on its own. We couldn't even read it. And what happened? We thought it was a rare book, perhaps valuable, so we began searching for someone who might recognize it. Is that how you know it was about sorcery? Yes. Silas closes his eyes for a moment, as if viewing the past before he speaks again. One day, a man came to the mansion. He was looking for the book. He'd been searching for it for years, coveting its power. He wanted to use magic? He claimed the book would give him powers beyond measure. He offered us a high price for it. We refused to give it up. You see, a brief exchange had left us suspicious of him and his intentions. If the book really did contain power, it didn't belong in the hands of someone like him. What did he do when you refused? He left. For a time. But he came back for the book? Yes. That night, he returned. I don't know if it was magic or merely stealth, but he got past our guards and into the mansion. Little did he know, my wife had decided to burn the book. Burn it, but why? That sounds like the best solution. That sounds like the best solution. We'd agreed on it shortly after he left. It was the only way to make sure no one could use it for evil. You destroyed it then, or did he arrive before you could? He reached us, just as she was about to cast it into the fireplace. In a fury, he leapt up upon her and attempted to take the book by force. Anger fills his voice, mixed with another emotion, harder to identify. Guilt? He killed her, right in front of me. And I was helpless to do anything about it. Silas, I'm so sorry. He bows his head. As she fell, she dropped the book into the flames. I've never seen such a blaze. It spread from the fireplace to consume the room, then the whole mansion. I carried her body in my arms towards the exit. Perhaps I was still clinging to hope that she'd survived. And there he was, the man who murdered her, trying to snatch the charred pages from the fire. I locked the door and trapped him inside as the mansion burned. To this day, I cannot say for sure if I feared he'd get the book, or if I just wanted revenge. I'm sure you did it to protect people. You have more faith in my motives than I do myself. I know you. You did the right thing. Thank you. But what does any of this have to do with what's going on now? The man died, didn't he? He died, but he left a son behind. His son knew I'd killed his father, but he didn't dare act against me. Instead, he plotted how he might best get his revenge. Even the man's son must have died centuries ago. In time, his son told his own child, and the story was passed on through the family until one of them finally decided to get revenge. You mean you're being framed by that man's descendant? Yes. How can you get revenge on someone who is already dead? She devised a way. She must have known as soon as she saw you that the time had come. Me? Yes, you, who looked so much like my dead wife, put you in danger, trusting me to show myself in order to protect you, set up situations to make it appear as though a ghost was present. With the signs pointing toward a ghost, and a ghost present at the scene, I would be blamed and forcibly banished from this world. It would be a painful way to go, perhaps fitting to avenge someone who burned to death. Wait, then, if what Alicia said is true, Miranda is that man's descendant? Yes. She set everything up to destroy me. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Thank you, Sarah. If nothing else, I know I can trust you. He fades away, but the stories I learned from him and Alicia rattle around my mind late into the night. Holy frick, the plot gets thick! I wake up with the conversation from the night before running through my memory. What am I going to do? Silas might be in real trouble. Suddenly, the phone rings. I answer it. Hello? Hey, this is Gavin. Mind coming down to the theater? It's time to resolve this whole thing. Resolve? You mean? Don't worry, haven't done anything yet. That's why I need your help. I'll do whatever I can. When I get to the theater, everyone from the production has gathered. Miranda looks triumphant. I think back to what Silas told me and shuddered. It can't be too late. I stand by myself and try not to think too much about what I could have done differently. Thank you for coming here, everyone. As you know, I was called in to investigate certain strange events. What you might not know is that I'm not a detective, but a paranormal investigator. Everyone looks as stunned as I felt when he first told me. You can't be serious! He is serious. I believe the incident was caused by the ghost said to haunt this site, so I called upon Gavin. That's absurd! It was obviously the work of a person! The ghost is innocent! What is that supposed to mean? Sarah, what are you talking about? There is a ghost, but he's innocent. He isn't responsible for what happened here. As I was saying, everyone returns their attention to Gavin. Anyway, I was called in to investigate the possibility of a paranormal answer to this mystery, and indeed, I found evidence. What? The ghost haunts this theater. He has made appearances in and around the area ever since the first incident. Silas! This is ridiculous! You took care of it then? The ghost is gone? No. Yes, he's alive! Ish? Maybe? Alive is kind of a loose term here. What? Why not? What are you waiting for? Her outburst seems to take the others by surprise. Joshua in particular looks baffled. Because I have reason to believe the ghost is not responsible for these incidents. That is ridiculous! Well, for once, Gavin and I are on the same side. Attributing everything to a ghost is absurd. There is a ghost. He said so himself. Gavin, why do you think the ghost is innocent? The ghost has indeed taken a great interest in Sarah, but after talking to her, I don't think he means her any harm. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you for believing me. Who else could be responsible then? I don't know. Perhaps it's time we called in a real detective? Please? Or a paranormal investigator who actually does his job. Gavin ignores both of them and turns to me instead. Sarah, do you have anything to add? Any idea of who the real culprit might be? This is my chance to save Silas and clear his name. I'm going to accuse Miranda. I take a deep breath. The person actually responsible for all this is here in this room. Steeling myself to meet Miranda's gaze. It's you, Miranda. What? Miranda staged an accident to put me in danger. She stirred things up, both to lure Silas into the open and justify calling in a paranormal investigator. Sarah, I'm hurt that you think I'm capable of such a thing. Do you have any proof? Silas told me. You believe the word of a ghost? Hell, that's funny. Did any of us mention the ghost by name until just now? Come on, in the context of what she's claiming, it's obvious Silas is the ghost's name. Silas told me everything. And you believed him? I do. This is certainly worth looking into further. Don't tell me you believe this nonsense too. I bet Silas will be willing to talk to me now. This is outrageous! In the meantime, we'd better get the police involved. Finally, someone talking sense! You'll regret this! Someday you'll regret this! Uh-huh. I'll deal with that when the time comes. He calls the police and accuses Miranda, claiming that he was in the middle of a paranormal investigation when he found evidence of human involvement. Finally, all of this is coming to an end. Right. I hope so. That night, Silas appears to me. Thank you, Sarah, for everything you did. Silas, I'm so glad it worked out. I was worried she would prove victorious. I was especially worried about that investigator. Gavin never saw you as an enemy. He just wanted to know the truth. Yes, but he still thinks spirits such as me should move on to our final rest, though. You don't agree? What would you want if you were in my position? I want to rest. I wouldn't be ready to leave this world. Doesn't matter what I think. I wouldn't be ready to leave this world. See? We cling to life, even when we've already lost it. We cling to what is familiar. I guess there's no problem with you sticking around. But is it the right choice? I don't know, but if you move on now, you won't be able to return, right? Yes, yet I keep asking myself if this is the right time. I never thought I'd be counseling a ghost on whether or not he should stay in the mortal world. What is it you want? That's what I keep asking myself. For years, I couldn't move on, but now my business here is finished. With Miranda caught and the truth exposed, you can find peace now? Correct. Especially since you are safe. Thank you for your help too. You put yourself in danger to try to warn me, even though you must have guessed it was a trap. You didn't have to do that. For you, I did. He looks at me for a long time in silence, then drifts from side to side. Is he pacing? At last, he faces me again. I must be honest with you. There is one thing that binds me to this world more than anything else. What's that? You. And my feelings for you. Oh, wait, what? It might seem impossible for a dead man to fall in love with a living woman, but my desire to protect you comes from more than your resemblance to my wife. Silas, I love you, Sarah. If you wanted me to remain by your side, I would choose to do so without question. Well, Of course, we're gonna go for this. Like, I just want a piece of that gawk. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, that girl. Stay with me, Silas. Stay. Do you really mean that? Yeah. My heart is hammering in my chest. He's right. It sounds crazy, but I've fallen in love with a ghost. It won't be easy, you know. I'm incorporeal, for one thing, and I must stay hidden. I don't care. We'll make it work. You're certain this is what you want? I'm sure. Then, my choice has been made. He's blushing! How can a ghost even blush? Watching him hover at the foot of my bed, I couldn't help but think back to the time we first spoke. I was startled enough to be speaking to a ghost at all. I never imagined we'd one day have a conversation like this. Would you like me to stay here? Specifically, from now on. Are you asking permission to haunt my apartment? If you want to put it that way. Yeah. Permission granted. Personally, I think it sounds perfect. Three months later, we've actually found a way to make this work. All of it? Did you find a way to get all of it to work? Cause that's, I mean, lucky girl, holy frick. What a day. Long day at work? As usual, he waits a moment before appearing in case I'm not alone. Early on, he gave a neighbor quite a fright, and it took me a lot of fast talking to calm her down. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Just busy. Now you're home. You can relax. I spent the whole day looking forward to getting home to see you again. Now that he's permanently haunting my apartment, he doesn't just visit at night. Instead, he appears anytime I'm alone. I only wish I could do more. Your company is enough. Oh, so she don't get a piece of that. God. But then again, yeah, I mean, like, getting his company there, like, I believe that's a lot more worth it. He reaches out his arms to me in what would be an embrace if he had a corporeal form. By the way, I ran into Alicia Blair today. Did she offer you a role in her next play? Yeah, but she also asked about you. Me? It seems she'd love to meet you. What did you say? I just laughed it off and pretended I didn't know what she meant. It's your decision if you want to talk to her or not. Huh. I'll take that under consideration. What about you? Did you have a good day? Well, did something happen? I get working on dinner while Silas hovers nearby. It's strange to make dinner for one, but I'm getting used to it. I was watching out the window and there were some children tormenting a dog. I scared them away. What did you do? I appeared behind them and made the most horrible bellowing sound I could manage. Was that wrong? Just don't make a habit of it. Gavin will help us, but you shouldn't draw too much attention to yourself. I know, I just wanted to help the dog. You absolute sweetie! He really has a kind heart. And there's more. What did you do? One of your neighbors, the elderly woman who lives in the apartment below ours, was on her way up the stairs and nearly fell. I caught her and helped her regain her balance. What? Did she see you? No. She believes it was her guardian angel. That's a relief. I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. I should have known the ghost who risked himself to warn me of danger would do things like this. I think that's fine. You're starting to find a place for yourself here. My place is by your side. You're right, though. It does help to know there are still things I can do for others. And, Silas? Yes? Did you hear what you said? You called this our apartment. Yeah, I did. It feels like home now. I'm glad. We really are going to make this work out. Are you happy? Very happy. Then, so am I. When dinner is ready, I sit down at the table and he floats above the spot across from me as we continue to share stories from our days. Ours is not what anyone would call a typical relationship, not by any means. He's dead and I'm alive. When you think about it, it shouldn't work at all. But after everything we went through to reach this point, those few obstacles are nothing. Silas and I will be together in both life and death. I love that. I absolutely love that. Anyway, that was the last act. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. There are a couple of other routes you can take down. There are so many decisions to be made. So if you guys do want a link to the walkthrough I actually use to actually get Silas's ending, there are other endings in this guide, so you guys can get it yourselves and like just try it out yourselves. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.